Hello and welcome to English 12A Unit 5, Alternative Assessment, Review, or Check for Understanding, whatever you want to call it. My name is Gabby. I'm the English teacher here at Options for Youth Moreno Valley. For Check for Understanding for Unit 5, it follows the same format as 1 through 4, so if you've done those, you should be familiar with it. Section 1 is vocabulary review. So the first things first, you're going to read the sentence. It has some blanks. You're going to see which A, B, or C, or D falls best into those blank spaces and choose that one. So number 1, identify the vocab terms that best fit the blanks in the following sentence. The general was such an blank type of person. Despite the spy's explanation for the need for agility and silence, the point of blank he had with the battle strategy, which he refused to let go, was the lack of use of the armored tank division. So A, contemptuous and censure, B, obdurate and contention, C, palpable and rebuke, or D, cynical and languished. So figure out what fits the blank there and choose that. Number 2, identify the vocab terms that best fit the blanks in the following sentence. The soldiers continue to grow more blank and sullen due to the negative blank rants they were given by the captain. So A is pernicious and censure, B is palpable and obdurate, C is contemptuous and mitigate, and then D is languished and cynical. For section 2, it's grammar. So which of these following sentences displays consistent verb tense? So think about that. Consistent verb tense. Okay. A, I consulted with my school's counselor about my college plans and then spoke to the college representative. B, Nancy's favorite hobbies are skiing, writing, and to take long walks with her dog. C, Kyle loves to cook and reading in an intense mystery novel. D, before the rain came, I am cutting grass in the front lawn, was trying to visit the post office, and fixed the front porch's light. 4, which of the following avoids using misplaced or dangling modifier? A, the young girl skipped happily along as she walked her dog wearing a bright red skirt. B, full of confidence and determination, Mrs. Clemens smiled as the door to the interview room opened up. C, with sweat dripping down his face, the cave's passages seemed to weave in complicated maze that stretched forever. Or D, with keen eyes and delicate hands, the critically injured patient was operated on by Dr. Levy. If you remember dangling modifiers, I talked about a little bit at the beginning of Unit 5, Performance Task 1. Number 5, which sentence displays a subordinate clause being used as an adverb? So A, General Cavill reviews over the mission briefings before heading to bed. B, humming a cheerful tune, Sammy worked on repairing her broken bicycle. Darren, a skilled artist, created a gorgeous marble statue. D, turning red in face, Julio asked Maria to the high school prom. Number 6, identify the clause in the following sentence that is being used as an adjective. After the stocks plummeted, the board members sought for a marketer who could recreate the company's image. So which clause is being used as an adjective? Remember what adjective means. After the stocks plummeted, the board members sought for a marketer or who could recreate the company's image. Also, I go over that at the beginning of Unit 5 as well. Unit 5 as well, I also talk about comparatives and superlatives. So which sentence uses comparatives or superlatives correctly? A, Trevor asked shyly, which of these brands of shoes are the most best one? B, a trip to Egypt during winter break sounds like the most intriguing plan so far, said Drew. C, out of the 3 applicants, Cecilia seemed the better one out of all of them. Or D, Professor Willow spoke with a more calm tone than Professor Oak on their new Pokemon discovery. I like that there's Pokemon in this. Those who know me understand. 8, I didn't write these, by the way. I did not do these. 8, which sentence is punctuated correctly? The Flash sped off to grab this crystalline synthesizer, and Batman continued to fight off Luthor's minions. B, London became overran by zombie hordes. Glasgow began to heavily reinforce their borders. C, even if the reinforcements don't arrive by tomorrow morning, we will proceed to rendezvous point B. Or D, the car, which had a half tank of gas, left sputtered down the highway weakly. Section number 3 is a general concept review. This section will gauge your level of understanding and general concepts from the unit, match the descriptions with the respective unit concept. So here's some of the concepts: Italian or patriarchy and Sonic, mock epic, and an epic. 9 is a satirical take on the elevated heroic style of the classic epic poem, where the focus is often on a trivial subject target. 10, a dramatic hero story told in poetic form. It contains larger-than-life heroes, elevated language, the president's supernatural forces, and vast settings, etc. And 11 is a 14-line poem that contains an octave and a sestet. And then for number 12, in a persuasive speech or writing piece, which sentence demonstrates the best use of pathos or emotional appeal? This is something that I go over in rhetorical devices. We go over pathos, ethos, and logos. So if you need to reference that, go for that. Section 3 also has a reading passage, so you're going to read Yertle the Turtle by Dr. Seuss. Yay! And then answer the questions that follow. Keep in mind, Dr. Seuss wrote this piece during World War II with the rise of Hitler to the power of Nazi Germany. This piece was responding to what happened to that. So I'm going to read this out loud to you. It's very long. But I'm going to read the questions first, because that helps. From the elements of the story, what genre of literature does this fall into? So pastoral, elegy, frame story, or allegory. The line, "There's nothing, no nothing that's higher than me," utilizes which technique? Kenning, assonance, personification, or alliteration. And then, which speech types are utilized in the following paragraphs? So soliloquy, aside, monologue, and dialogue. Again, I go over that in the beginning of Unit 5. Which of the following best describes irony in this story? Again, beginning of Unit 5. What archetype does the story explore? And what is Yertle's tragic flaw? Again, I go over that in the beginning of Unit 5, what those things are. Okay, so let's do our reading. On the faraway island of Salamasond, Yertle the Turtle was king of the pond. A nice little pond, it was clean, it was neat, the water was warm, and there was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything turtles might need, and they were all happy, quite happy indeed. They were told that Yertle, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was too small. "I'm the ruler," said Yertle, "of all that I see, but I don't see enough, and that's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I cannot look down on the places beyond. This throne that I sit on is too low down. It ought to be higher," he said with a frown. "If I could sit high, oh, how much greater I'd be. What a king I'd be ruler of all that I see." So Yertle the Turtle lifted his hand, and Yertle the King Turtle, or the Turtle King, gave his command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim in his stone, and using the turtles he built a new throne. He made each turtle stand on one another's back, and he piled them all up in a 9-turtle stack. And then Yertle climbed up, he sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view! He could he'd see almost a mile. "All mine," Yertle cried, "oh things I now rule. I'm king of a cow, I'm king of a mule, I'm king of a house, and what's more beyond that, I'm king of a blueberry bush and a cat. I'm Yertle the Turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am a ruler of all that I see." And all through the morning he sat there, up there high, saying over and over, "A great king am I," until long about noon he heard a faint sigh. "What's that?" snapped the king. He looked down the stack, and he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac, just a part of his throne, and this plain little turtle looked up and he said, "Beg your pardon, King Yertle. I've pains in my back and my shoulders and knees. How long must we stand here, your majesty, please?" "Silence," the king of the turtles barked back. "I'm king and you're only a turtle named Mac. You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm king of a cow, I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house and a bush and a cat. But that isn't all, I do better than that. My throne shall be higher," his royal voice thundered. "So pile up more turtles, I want about 200. Turtles, more turtles," he bellowed and brayed, and the turtles way down the pond were afraid. They trembled, they shook, but they came, they obeyed. From all over the pond they came swimming by dozens, whole families of turtles with uncles and cousins, and all of them stepped on the head of poor Mac. One after another they came up and climbed up the stack. Then Yertle the turtle was perched up so high he could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. "Hooray," shouted Yertle, "I'm king of the trees, I'm king of the bees, I'm king of birds, I'm king of the bees. I'm king of the butterflies, king of the air. Ah me, what a throne, what a wonderful chair. I'm Yertle the turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am a ruler of all that I see." Then again from below, in the great heavy stack, came a groan from that plain little turtle named Mac. "Your Majesty, please, I don't like to complain, but down here we are feeling great pain. I know up on top you are seeing great sights, but down here at the bottom we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it, our shells will all crack. Besides, we need food, we are starving," groaned Mac. "You hush up your mouth," yelled the mighty King Yertle. You have no right to talk to the world's highest turtle. I rule the clouds over land, over sea. There is nothing, no nothing that's higher than me." But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise that the moon of the evening was starting to rise up over his head on the darkening skies. "What's that?" snorted Yertle. "Say, what is that thing that dares to be higher than the Yertle turtle, or than Yertle the king?" "I shall not allow it, I shall go higher still. I build my throne higher, I can and I will. I'll call some more turtles, I'll stack them to heaven. I'd need about 500, 600, 7. But as Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand and started to order and give the command, that plain little turtle below in the stack, that plain little turtle whose name was just Mac, decided he'd taken enough, and he had, and the plain little turtle lad got a bit mad. And that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. He burped, and his burp shook the throne of the king. And Yertle the turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air, the birds and the bees, the king of the house, a cow and a mule, well, that was the end of the Turtle King's rule. For Yertle the king of all Salomon Sond fell off the high throne and plunk in the pond. And today the great turtle, or Yertle, that marvelous he, is king of the mud, that is all he can see. And turtles, of course, all turtles are free, as turtles and maybe all creatures should be. I love that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so answer the questions, and then let me know if you need help. If you do need help, let me know, and I can help you. Other than that, you are done with semester 1 of English 12. Yay! That means we have to move on to semester B. And then we'll be done. Let me know if you guys can help. Bye.